Hello and welcome to episode 3 of The Scroll Show. I have taken over as host, and we've overthrown Blinky.
Yay!
Woo! Joining me today is Tinfox.
Hello, everyone.
And that other guy that no one likes. Blinky!
Yay! Oh god, I don't get paid.
And that's the end of the enthusiasm for this episode.
You get paid?
Yeah.
What?
We all get paid. Didn't you know that?
I
not
guess
been reading
my
your
check's
emails?
in the mail. Is my check in the mail? Is that what you
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's in Finland at the moment.
It's in fair.
You know the NORAD Santa thing that lets you track Santa around the world? I've got one of them for your paychecks.
Yes. NORAD is tracking my paycheck. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's worth it then.
It'll be with you eventually. Okay, and now we're on to the news. Lots has been going on in Scrolls world recently with the latest patch. But first we're going to discuss a much bigger date that has happened now by the time this recording goes out.
Although it's today.
Which is today. It's the day of recording.
What is that? What is that beautiful day?
It's my birthday!
Your birthday? Oh, I didn't get you
I'm-
anything.
I'm
Shit.
I'm 47.
You're 47 today.
47.
Or it's not my birthday and I'm 21. You can work it out.
There you go. Well, what birthday is it?
It's Scrolls' birthday?
It's the birthday of this game that we all love so much. It is,
How old is it?
officially 2 years old.
Happy birthday, Scrolls.
Happy birthday to Scrolls. Yeah, head over to the Scrolls Guide and check out all the great posts and information that we've put up.
Which we spent the last few days kind of putting together. That was fun.
Lots of fun.
And yeah, we're hosting a tournament.
Yeah,
Especially because of it.
for the birth of Scrolls to celebrate.
Birth of Scrolls.
We could call it an anniversary, but that doesn't sound as fun. No.
Yeah, so hopefully that tournament will be better than the one I tried to make. Which
Hey.
took about 2 months.
But that is done too as well.
It is, yeah. Congratulations to CISP for beating Deludi in the final. 3-1, I think it was.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a good one. So
Mono order against Wolves.
Wolves, yeah. So it would have been interesting to see Order versus Growth. Hopefully, one of them will write a report on it, but
We'll see. No pressure.
no pressure, no pressure. Do it now. So,
Yeah. New patch 0.82 to 0.83 because they did another little update to alter a few things and a few bugs.
lots of features in this one. Lots of new and improved. The most obvious is the minimum deck size has been increased to 50 scrolls. What do you guys think about that?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah?
You complained to me a whole load when it happened.
Well, 'cause it spoiled everything that I've done for the last few months. I've built all these awesome decks. I've
Oh, your hard
figured out the
work.
format. I was halfway through building a bloody big table, defining the metagame,
Yes.
ranking everything, and suddenly, no, we're not going to let you do that. No, we're going to change it, and I'm happy with it. It's slowed the game down a hell of a lot,
Sure.
but still, people find a way of finding tons of quakes, don't they, Tinfox?
Yes, they do. And they'll use them all the time.
Yeah.
I think the 50 scroll increased the value of a lot of scrolls that otherwise wouldn't have been chosen.
Absolutely.
Such as
Well, my personal one that I wouldn't have used until this patch is him.
him.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, I still won't use it.
Yeah.
You know.
3 points for one is good.
I still think there's other things I would play in that slot, but I think we've...
Yeah, like something good.
But I think pushback has earned its spot in order.
Yeah, pushback's doing quite well.
That's partly because of the shift in the metagame, but also I think because there's more space in the deck.
Yeah.
But for me, it's been a good change. We lost some of the guaranteed consistency that the decks would have, so it allows for those interesting games.
Yeah, I haven't really been testing a multi-resource deck zone, but they don't appear to be as good now. That's okay, but I tested Growth and Energy. That did quite well.
Yeah, I've been a fan of that, and I've been trying to make Order Growth work as well, and I think there's something there. It's just...
What, your 6 creature version?
Yeah, I probably need a few more creatures.
I think you do.
I can stall out a game pretty well, but I can't win it, and so I just end up losing to myself. Or
Lose to yourself?
Yeah. If a deck...
That's a tactical error.
Yeah. Some foxes never learn.
Yeah, that was one of the changes. Another one was challenge mode.
That's a big one. I love this one.
Big feature. I have just completed all the challenges. I spent like a few hours doing that.
Congrats.
He's lonely.
He's lonely. Forever alone. Forever alone. Yeah.
Shush.
I've yet to finish all the challenges, but I'm recording videos as I do them. I'll start posting those eventually.
Yeah. I had a few bugs along the way, but I think that's just general scrolls bug where I don't know what happens. It just seems to stop working, so I have to refresh. But yeah, I managed to get them all done. I can't remember what the hardest one was. It was definitely the hard section, but
yeah,
I think you have to specifically like choose which deck sometimes, and you can get good results.
Yeah,
like when you're facing like the Gravelock,
Yes.
tons of Gravelocks, you know. Monogrowth is probably pretty good, and also when you got the when it gives you resources to start off with, go for like massive multi-resource decks. Like I'm talking like all the resources, which is just 3, but it starts you off on like 3 on each one, which is quite good.
Pro tip. That sounds really interesting. Yeah. No, that's a good call. Like I wouldn't have known that because I would have been playing the mono order decks all the time, and those don't. The mono resource decks, and they don't seem to get that extra advantage. So good.
Yes.
Good to note. Good to note.
Another change in the 0.82 to 0.83 patch is the battle interface has been redesigned. So we've got the new faction symbols being shown off now in a different way than before. And the amount of resources you have available is a lot clearer, seen in the bottom left. Now it's a lot more... It's more obvious and you know what it says. And also nameplates up at the top of the screen to show you who's playing. And now we have a round counter to tell us exactly how many rounds we have been playing for. So that's all cool stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think it's just a cleaner look. I think it'll probably look better for tablets and such. So, yeah.
And also the end screen, like when you've like won or lost.
Yeah.
Like, instead of saying like restart, which is weird. It did say restart, didn't it?
It did say restart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it says like menu or whatever. So that's not good.
Yeah.
And also the table looks like quite cool. The avatars and stuff. I like it.
Plus, it's good to know that that game we played lasted for 41 rounds exactly.
Yeah, that's quite a long game.
It was a good game.
It was. I won, didn't I?
Yeah, just.
Oh man,
Just rivalry.
nice.
But yeah, another thing that's happened is the hand interaction has changed. No more right clicking, just left clicking to go to resources and scrolls. So that's a bit different.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense if they're trying to move it to a tablet to change these updates. It does feel like I'm clicking more often on things, but I think that's probably for the best so that I don't misclick and cast a Quake by accident for the 700th time.
We've also removed that annoying thing, like if you go over a scroll, like it suddenly appears on the right and you can't like do anything with it.
Yeah.
Go around it.
Yeah.
That magnifying glass.
That magnifying glass,
Yeah. That is
That's quite good.
very handy. But other than that, it seems like the hand interactions and the hand interfaces,
Are better.
just better overall. Sure.
Much more smooth and cleaner.
The,
what else?
The new movement highlights. That's interesting.
Yeah,
So there was a suggestion by Mr. Velvet on the forums. So that's huge that they listen to player feedback. I think that's almost more important than the movement highlights themselves. But you can tell now where a unit goes based on that by clicking on a hex, it's going to move the unit based on the little arrow. I think that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
It's a nice idea. I like it.
It's a clean design, and it's more informative, I think, than just the highlights. So I like
It
it.
also helps to make sure that you don't like destroy your own symbiotes a lot with its own effect,
Yeah.
which I found myself doing quite a few times.
Sure, yeah.
I obviously haven't clicked on it already.
Because it doesn't want me to move. Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so that's good, too. More information is always better. I guess that's not always true.
Yeah, so another thing which I think all our female players are most excited about, namely just one of them.
Oh, there's quite a few female players.
Are there?
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
actually a
tell
woman.
I'm actually a man.
That's surprising.
I'm in between.
You're in between. You're like
I'm undecided.
We'll figure it out.
when you hit 18, then you'll go for it.
You get to pick.
Yeah, we have female avatars now.
Yeah, and they look very lovely and
They look badass
and deadly.
as,
Yes.
you know, you can say.
Yeah.
They're armed with armed with axes and stuff, and us male avatar users have to just.
That's why I use the female one.
Yeah.
You have a stick and a beard. I have 2 swords and dreadlocks.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, well.
But beard. Beard.
Thanks for that input.
It wasn't a sentence.
Beard.
Literally just saying "but beard"
But
does not.
Yeah, that sounded like something totally different than what I was saying.
Yeah, and last but not least, the store's being
The
changed.
beautiful store. Love this thing now.
So smooth, and you can actually see what you're selling properly.
Yeah.
He's like,
And it's actually become its own game, though. I love the store itself.
its own game.
Buying random packs and then deciding whether or not I'm going to spend it on energy or I'm going to spend it on a random scroll.
Oh, I see.
I love it. It's fun.
You love it.
And
I love the new options.
That shop girl, though, I'm sort of missing her when that big burly guy showed up. I was it's like, you are not the eye candy I was looking for.
Oh, things are being revealed now.
I love the short guy with the goggles. He's kind of funny. But the big burly guy scares the crap out of me.
Does he?
The first time he did, I was really disappointed. It's like, they got rid of shop girl. No. Sorry.
I'm just gonna go to the store and sell a few. Oh my god, it's him!
Take all my money. I'm sorry.
It does look very threatening. So yeah, and also they've added like individual scrolls which you can buy. I think we should more detail about what you can actually buy in this store now. But yeah, you can buy some individual scrolls which have been tailored just for you, apparently.
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow. You can buy a common for 100, uncommon for 500, and rare for 1,000. On those individual ones. You can buy scroll packs now.
Yeah, a pack of 10 scrolls for 1,000.
1,000 gold. You can buy individual faction or resource scrolls. So you can buy like an order scroll for 150.
And then you can buy a random scroll for 100.
For 100.
But,
So if you're starting off and you want to go into a particular resource, you can go that way. Or if you just want to go scroll, you spend 100.
Everything has a 0 added to it, essentially. More or less.
Yeah.
And the sell rate is actually much better too. You actually, if you buy a random scroll and it happens to be a rare, you can buy it at 100 and you can sell it back to the store at 200. So you can actually make money on the bad rare scrolls you buy. Or if you have too many rare scrolls already, you can sell them off for profit.
Yeah.
Lots of profit too. I still need to do that. I still have way
You still got loads of it.
Yeah, too many.
For the background video in the interview, I was showing off the store, and I went in with about 300 gold. And the video lasts about 15 minutes of me buying stuff, selling stuff, and being able to buy more stuff until I eventually run out of money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did when I first got in there. But I still have a bunch accumulated that I need to. It's a fun little mini game within the game.
Yeah. And also it will help with drafting when that comes around, because we've now actually got packs and things.
Yeah, sure.
So, is that a small applause for drafting?
Yeah, no, I was fapping.
We'll have we might have more news on that next episode, because Willie's working on a little something for that. But
Oh, nice.
Willie Gaiata, that is.
Oh, very cool.
Not just yeah.
Just some guy named Willie.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all the features. I think we should mention the scrolls that have been added.
Yeah, let's dig into those.
Probably most excited about.
Yeah. Always new scrolls are always interesting, and they always directly impact the game. So.
Yeah, and we've got some quite good. Some are okay. Some of the ones are okay. Some of them are good. Some of them that we reviewed last time aren't as good as we hoped. Some are much better than we actually said. And we're going to apologise for being incredibly wrong.
Quite alright.
Yeah, I think there was it 2 that weren't spoiled.
3.
3.
4.
Wilding.
4.
Wildling, Divine Mark, Machination Mindset, and
Tool
Initiate.
Okay, let's start with Wildling then. I think this is Acid's probably favourite scroll.
It is. She's so cuddly.
She's so cuddly.
She's wonderful.
She's beautiful. Yeah, 4-cost growth creature.
Mm-hmm.
She's 0/1/4, which is weird, but its effect is when a creature is summoned adjacent to Wildling is dealt 1 damage and its attack is increased by 1.
That ability actually is very interesting. And, if we just, in theory, say that we do this effect twice, she ends up as a 2/1/2. So, for the cost of 4, you end up with a Kinfolk Brave. Now, the versatility in the scroll, I think, is what makes it the most valuable. Now, I don't know that you play it over Kinfolk Brave, but I think you play it in conjunction with Kinfolk Brave, and having 2 creatures with countdown of 1, I think, in any deck with pump spells, makes for fun times for you, and not so much for your opponent.
Yeah. Also, you can, that's why Acid's got a heal. Or was it him?
Him.
Him that heals, yes.
Yeah.
That's why you got that in there to start healing. And Bear Paw works quite well.
Bear Paw,
Yes.
yeah. I'm a fan of the Bear Paw on the, as you found out, Blinky.
Sure.
It does wonders on a Wildling. If I can have
It does.
If I can have a 3/5 Wildling, I'm a happy camper.
Oh yeah. That's all we're after, really, isn't it? Just making you happy.
You're all here for my enjoyment, right? Isn't that? That's what my mom said.
He won't let us go.
Shut up, you.
Threw that rock all the way from America.
Quite quickly, it turns out.
It's
faster than sound, at least. So
yeah, you had the one
there.
coming. I threw it. Threw it with a quickness.
So that's Wildling. Next one, Divine Mark.
Divine Mark.
Order card.
I'm a fan. Divine Mark says when enchanted creature is destroyed, it is returned to its owner's hand. If it was killed by damage from another unit, that unit is returned to its owner's hand as well. And I'm saying as well here, but it doesn't actually say as well. So you're gonna look at the card and says it doesn't say as well, and you're gonna post on the comments. And
I love if as well is an effect. So yeah, this card is good in your Go decks with Kinfolk Veterans, Sisters of a Fox, Ragged Wolves, things like that. And you can bounce opponent's creatures. They're good, but it's not so good in mono order decks.
No,
because you want to be quite aggressive with those. But it's a nice thing.
I've been a fan. I've been a fan of the bounce ability. Actually, it seems like it's allowed me to slow down the tempo of my opponent while also resetting a Kinfolk Brave or getting an additional draw out of Sisters of the Fox. So it's been very valuable for me thus far, and I think it's definitely earned a spot in the growth order or order growth decks.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the first card that I put in it. It's amazing in Go decks. But that deck needs to work, but it's good.
Indeed.
Next one is an NG one. Ooh. Acid, you've been fiddling with this in a few decks, haven't you? Why don't you talk about it for a bit?
I haven't done much with it. I've done a lot of videos with it in. Specifically to say, this is what this does.
We can explain it a bit more, can't you?
Okay, it's a 2-cost energy creature, so it's already rare. Its stats are 2 attack, 2 countdown, and 3 health, which is the same as a gun automaton, but it doesn't have ranged attack. Instead, it has, when tool initiates countdown is 0, you may increase its countdown by 1 to increase target structure's attack by 1.
Yes.
Now, the thing that I find interesting about this is that it doesn't increase its countdown by 2, it increases it by 1, so you can use it every turn.
Yeah.
Which I think really, that attack boost can really creep up on your opponent, especially me, because I don't pay attention to that.
But essentially, you're trading the 2 damage it does every other turn for an additional 2 damage, sort of at the rate of which the structure you put it on attacks. And if you can capitalize on structures that have a lobber pattern that attack 4 squares at once, you're actually doing more damage to the board that way. But you lose out on idle damage. So it's nice to sort of get the choice between the two.
It's a nice little thing.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, I think the thing that Acid was talking about, it is a 2-cost creature in energy with stats that are fine. I think that's probably more important than the ability, but the ability will come into play in the right deck.
Yeah. Last but not least of the cards that you don't know about yet, or that haven't been spoiled previously, is Machination Mindset, which is an energy enchantment that costs 3. And as predicted on the first episode by me and Tinfox, it gives a creature relentless.
As well as an additional point of attack.
Yeah, we didn't get that bit, but
yeah.
Trying to put that to the side to prove our.
I think we mentioned some sort of buff, but yeah.
I don't know. That might have just been
just off the cuff.
I don't know. Yeah,
but
I'd have to listen to it again. But yeah, we came close.
Well, when you look in the eyes of this artwork, you see in his face that he's a man on fire, and he's relentlessly pursuing his foes, and he will not stop at 1 damage. He will not stop at his first foe. He will destroy all.
The problem at the moment is that we've not really got anything to put it on.
Yeah.
Because I should mention it's melee creatures that the updated one says.
Yeah, specifically only refers to creatures that don't have ranged attack.
Yeah, so most of the energy creatures do have ranged attack or already have relentless.
Yeah, the only one.
So you can't put them as.
You could put it on a tool initiate. You could.
Yeah, or a Gravelock Outcast.
And that seems to be it. So it's definitely.
I think that's it. Yeah, just by memory.
If you really want that one attack, you could put it on a Iron Ogre, maybe.
But he already has. But I see what you're saying.
But you can go into other resources and have a look there.
Like those beefy order guys that don't have. I think an honorable general would be interesting to see them.
Or a wildling.
Or a wildling. A relentless wildling.
Or Frostbeard.
Copper Automaton doesn't have
Frostbeard.
I just thought of that.
Frostbeard would
that
be...
could work. 7-1 with Relentless.
Things that don't have relentless in energy also are Copper Automaton and Machine Priest.
Ooh, Copper Automaton.
Machine Priest can't attack, like ever.
Yeah, but, it's got relentless and +1 attack.
I am mighty with my relentless and +1 attack. Heal!
Just grows bigger, looming over the big creature and goes, no.
Heal.
But yeah.
Nice.
They'll the new cards. Now I think we should go over ones that we talked about previously and
were wrong about.
Were we right about any? I don't think we were.
Yeah, we were right.
Well, apart from Bombard.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. But yeah, Vator of the Wild.
That is a beautiful beast that just does not have the effect that we had hoped.
Yeah, I first put this in soon. This is like the first scroll I went after to test it in monogrowth. I played it. I was like, yes, It's like, oh, it died. I'll try another game. Oh, it's dead. It's like, another game. Oh, I'm enjoying it. Another game. It survived!
Yay!
Play Fertile Soil.
And then you're back to...
I'm back to 3 and I've got the thing. So yeah, it's not as good as we hoped.
But the art is beautiful. Let me tell you,
that's lovely.
that little guy is the coolest. When he attacks, it is probably the coolest animation.
It's the coolest hedge with
Antlers.
Antlers you've ever seen attacking and jumping and twirling.
For sure.
Yes.
I can safely say, as far as attacking shrubberies.
Yeah. But I'll go as far as to say it's probably the best animation in the game.
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah.
Even if it is a hedge.
But the one thing I think is interesting about this scroll is the way that it makes a distinction between being a good casual scroll and being a fun scroll to play versus being a competitive scroll. And I think that scrolls like these are necessary in the game so that casual players and that people who just want to enjoy themselves as opposed to those who want to win can, attack with the shrubbery and.
This one reminded of Monty Python so much.
It's
Shrubbery.
a shrubbery. Yeah. If it
dies to a spark.
If it had 3 health, I think it may be too good, but I don't know. It would be very interesting if it had a 3 cost, 3 attack, 3 countdown, 3 health. Mm-hmm. That would have been elegantly designed, but it would have probably been too powerful then.
Maybe. They may know what to do, but
Really?
3 health is like the optimum because like Kinfolk Brave and Burn, so Kinfolk Veteran and Burn, sorry. Mm-hmm. So like 3 health wouldn't be too bad. If we made it 4, that would be like what?
Yeah, but it would work very well against or next to an honorable general. I think you had mentioned that, Blinky.
Oh, I might have done. I say a lot of things.
But put it next to an honorable general, cast a speed. Clear out the way for the destruction.
Yep.
And play lots more mangonels and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, that's okay. I haven't really tested that at that time, but it's okay.
The one that you definitely have tested coming up next.
The Imperial Resources.
Yeah, this one. We were wrong. I quote. I quote myself saying. I forgot what I said. How am I going to quote myself? I forgot what I said.
What I'll do is I'll paste in exactly what you said now.
I think this is a case of jack of all trades, master of none sort of card.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was wrong.
Very much so.
Very good in mono order.
And I think that what I underestimated was the amount that the healing your idols and healing your units would come into play. And as well as the increase in order.
Increase in order's big.
Once you've cast 1 Imperial resource, you're doing good. After the second one, you're doing even better. I think 8 order with an extra 2 scrolls in hand on your next turn is it's a pretty good spot to be in, and it's hard if you have at least board parity in that if you are even with your opponent on board position, it's hard for them to catch up to what you've just done, essentially, when you cast a second Imperial resource for the game.
I would say this is probably the hardest scroll to know when to play.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, the temptation would be to keep it in hand all the time, which I still do.
Yeah.
And I've got to 6, quickly play it, but then your opponent's got stuff on the board, so I probably should have played a board or sacked it the scrolls. So it's difficult to know what to do, but when it goes off, which it usually pretty much always does.
Yeah, and that's actually a very interesting point. If you have nothing on the board, if all of your idols are at 10 health, there's actually almost more value in sacking it for 2 scrolls. Just not even casting it, because on the 2 scrolls you could play out with those 6 resources.
Maybe.
Perhaps,
I think it's interesting that it effectively is its own, you can sack, you can sack for resources and scrolls, obviously. Mm-hmm. It does that in itself by casting it, so. Which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future we can sack a scroll to heal all the idols by 1 and all our units by 1.
That would be...
Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
Please don't. Please don't. That sounds terrible.
You fool.
You fool.
Oh, leave me alone.
No, it's fine. So,
Yeah, so that's Imperial Resources.
and it's about time we got to the clock library. Oh, time puns, time puns. Clock library, I loved the preview.
You said you were a fan of this, didn't you?
I loved the preview. Playing it, I still enjoy it. I don't think it's as amazing as I thought it was, but I still like, and I love the little art for it. I totally. The first time I saw it was just completely dumbfounded.
So I was on the other end of you. I was saying it's not very good. It's okay. It's good.
It is.
It's good, but it's not as amazing as we'd hoped.
Yeah,
it's not auto-include.
No, I include it.
But I'm going to put it in my growth energy decks, and I'm going to put 2 of them down, and then play a rally and draw.
You're going to put 2 down in 1 turn?
Yeah, because I'm a cheater. I cheat.
If it was in order, it would be broken. But
oh well, of course, with all the manipulations and such. If you put down this on your 4th turn and then speed on your next turn, it's still. I guess it's still 2 scrolls to draw you 3 scrolls. So it's, it is essentially a fertile soul with a body.
Mm-hmm. You can use overdrive and stuff as well. So one thing I've noticed with overdrive is that you can put it on an opponent's eternal statue, and it does 2 damage every turn.
Oh really? Oh,
Did I get that out correctly? 2 damage every turn. There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So you can use it as a kill spell on your opponent's structures
Nice.
that don't actually attack.
Wow.
So put it on waking stones and stuff, which is quite cool.
Ooh. Overdrive as removable. You heard it here first, folks.
There you go, tip of the day.
Like, it just turns everything into removal. Imperial resources will become removal soon.
Yeah. Essence Feast as removal.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I've only got a few left. Concentrate fire.
I think
Still meh.
I think we maybe even overestimated this one. I think I might have overestimated this one.
Oh, you did, yeah. I said it wasn't
Yeah.
good.
Oh, and for the record, we're going on record. Acidjib thought Imperial Order was as good as it actually is. He got it right.
Imperial Resources.
Imperial Resources, sorry.
Yeah.
I just said
you did good, well done.
Yeah.
Yay.
He
Not so.
was when we were discussing before we got on about Imperial Resources, we were like, oh, we were wrong on that one. He's like, what do you mean we? What do you mean? So I was like, that's...
I think
I think, if you check the videotape.
yeah, we're right about Concentrate Fire.
Yeah.
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 It has its moments, but they're very rare.
Yeah, it's a bit... What's the rarity of this card? Is it uncommon?
Uncommon.
Yeah, uncommon.
I think it should be common, because it's a bit... Well, I don't know. But I suppose the effect would be... I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, I like the art, though. It's quite cool.
The art's great, yeah.
But it's too expensive, as we thought.
I like his mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. That gunner... What?
Scattergun.
Scattergunner. Jeez, I could not remember his name.
Oh, you've forgotten stuff, haven't you?
I've lost my mind.
Did you
Scattergunner.
leave it in Japan?
I did. It's still there. Next to a bottle of sake. Or some umeshu.
Those are Japanese words.
That's gibberish.
Sorry.
That's a load of rubbish.
Sorry. Those are Japanese.
Okay. Metal Heart.
Metal Hearts.
This was one of our spoilers.
Yeah.
Along with Clock Library.
Yeah. Metal Hearts was 2. It's an energy scroll. It's going to give a target creature attack equal to the number of structures that you control until the end of turn. So, I'm calling it Golem Skin Light, in that you don't have to invest as much, but you don't get as much out of it.
Diet Golem.
Diet skin. Yeah.
Yep, I'd agree.
You'd agree?
Yeah.
With what?
Diet skin. It's golem skin, but
Diet.
you're much happier casting it, but you don't get anywhere near as much out of it.
Yeah. It's okay. If ever in the future there's like a structure deck, you can put it in with like tool initiates and stuff.
I think we're still 2 good structures shy of a mono energy structure deck. There might
I think we just need a structure that can deal damage to idols.
Yeah.
There may be a order energy, but yeah, until structures can deal damage to idols, I don't know that you can play enough structures for them to be relevant, or for the rest
Maybe
of you.
Decay will have a few.
Maybe.
Some kind of skull catapult or something.
Maybe there'll be a structure you can cast on your opponent's side of the board.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Like a decay
Cool.
structure that like infects.
Yeah.
Ooh,
For more information on Decay, check out the interview, which we will mention later.
yes.
Which we've just mentioned now. Which you
I'm
did not
just going to keep plugging it because I want people to go watch it.
There you go.
Okay. Last but not least,
Bombard.
Bombard, sorry. I was slow on that.
Yeah, didn't you get the memo?
Thanks for coming.
So,
Yeah.
3 energy. Bombard is a spell. It's going to give all units with ranged or lobber attack. Sorry. Their countdowns are going to be... All units with ranged or lobber attack get their countdown set to 0. That's what it says.
Well done.
Thanks.
That happens.
I'm not good with the words today. I apologize. But, as far as the scroll goes, I think we were right in saying that this was good. And I think that the symmetry of the card that it works for your opponent and for you is sort of decreased by the fact that you're playing more ranged units than they are if you're in mono energy.
I tried first day to make a deck with crossbowmen, scattergunner, gun, I think all the ranged attack, and it didn't really work. But there might be something in there to play this with Furies and everything, just not attack constantly.
Yeah.
But the ranged units are usually quite weak in the health departments,
Yeah.
so they die quite easily to quakes and.
I think there's a couple, Cannon Automaton, Gravelock Elder.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about the cheaper units
Yeah.
that mainly that you're going to be using.
I mean, the fact that you basically mentioned half the units with ranged attack there,
Well, you have...
just by saying cannon and elder,
And then we have...
you already covered most of them.
Yeah, I guess...
Crossbowman, gun automaton, scattergunner. They're all ranged units, I think.
Yep, I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
Or we thick.
But...
Pretty sure that's all of them.
we're-
Unless you count Brother of the Wolf as a ranged attack by launching wolves.
How can you count that? Oh.
Yeah.
Who is this idiot?
And actually, for the record, Gravelock Elder doesn't have ranged attack. It's not...
Back on this.
Yeah. Those hams come from his hand, and then his ham staff, it's just there's a chain on it, and he's gets the ham back. Yep.
It's still attacking from range, though.
No, that's... You guys just don't see it.
Oh, God.
You don't see it.
No, I think we are definitely forced.
Okay, tweaks to existing scrolls, then.
Yep. 3?
Yep.
3 tweaks. Frostbeard has been changed from rarity 1 to rarity 0, so he's now
Yay!
common.
Yes.
Everyone get your Frostbeards while you can.
Frosty beards.
Not that they'll sell out ever, but...
Yeah.
Mangy Wolf has had the same rarity change as well.
And I think I'm a fan of that one. I like that everyone has access to Mangy Wolf at this point. When I was looking at commons to add to a growth deck to sort of tell people about, I thought Mangy Wolf would be a good addition until I realized it was not a common, and then I felt stupid. So
Yeah, but perhaps the biggest change
dun 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 for everything
Ever.
ever. Essence Feast. Blinky, what happened to Essence Feast?
along with its original effect, beast creatures now deal double damage to idols this turn.
So, in addition to healing your idol for as much health as you had units on that row, I'm gonna get through this. We're gonna use words. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Your beast creatures are just 2 idols dealing double damage.
Yes.
Interesting.
So beast creatures are the wolves.
Yep.
So this scroll, which costs 6 in growth, has gotten
is now good.
significantly better or slightly better? Question.
Slightly better. It's not significantly better.
Well, I think now it's playable.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works though.
What do you?
Well, whatever damage dealt to an idol by a wolf is
No,
doubled.
no, for like the lore idea of it. Sort of
Oh, the flavor of the.
flavour, yeah.
So
Like
Well-
heal idols, quick! Beasts can now do double damage to other idols.
yeah, so you have these idols, these structures that you summon your power from, and so then you take this feast of essence and you infuse your idols so that they are now stronger and more powerful. And with this new found essence that you have feasted upon, your beast creatures are invigorated, and specifically not to other creatures though, not to other creatures, to other idols. They have idol lust, and when they attack idols, they I'm really digging deep here. They attack these idols, and they know the essence of these idols because they have feasted upon it. And then
I can explain it much better.
no,
Chinchillas.
Yes, chinchillas.
Yeah, fair.
David Bowie song.
Maybe it would make more sense that when your beasts deal double damage, and then for each creature that attacks an idol, your idol is healed by 1. Maybe that would, flavor-wise, make more sense. Is it that you're feasting on the essence of your opponent's idols, and
taking it back and
then taking it back and put it? Yeah, that would make flavor-wise more sense, perhaps. But I see what you're saying.
Be essence. And also, last but not least, Blessing of Haste can work on your opponent's creatures now.
Oh,
Woo!
If ever you wanted to make them attack earlier.
yeah.
You never know.
Well, you might want to like trap him and make him attack a spiky unit.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
Or Ember Bonds or something.
yeah, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, yeah. That covers all those scrolls, I think.
There we go.
Yay!
Ba-ba.
Last bit of news, I think, now. The Mojang in-house Scrolls tournament has been finished during the Mojam.
Yeah, that was a very neat event, the Mojam. If you didn't go buy your Humble Bundle, you should. If you still can. I hope you still can, unless you're listening to it.
Today's last day.
Never mind. You should.
And this will be out in a few days.
You fool. So those fools who
lady.
forgot to purchase their Humble Bundle, shame on them. But
like me.
But yeah, we saw over at the Scrolls main page the tournament Scrolls Showdown at the Mojam, and if you look, the king of the Mojam is officially Leonard Axelson at XLSun on Twitter, at XLSON on Twitter. So go tweet him and say congrats on beating the hard AI, it looks like, in the finals.
No, he didn't beat the hard AI.
I was just looking at the bracket over at the Scrolls site.
Are you? Hang on.
Looks like first he bested Kaplan, and then
Oh yeah, Robot Hard.
bested Kaplan, then took down Carnalizer. Sorry, this is small. Jonathan. Then after that, defeated Mons. Came through to beat Mattis. And finally, it looks like the Robot Hard, but I don't know if that's... I can't really follow the bracket. I think what that is that...
It does say Robot Hard has played over it.
Yeah, I think the
All the way
Robot
through.
Hard had the second bracket, and then I think...
It beat Poi Poi.
Maybe that was what happened if there was a bye, maybe?
Maybe.
No, so you can see there's a bracket system, so... He was in slot D, the Robot Hard AI.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting tournament. I think they've got footage of it up on the Scrolls main page, over on their Twitch site.
Yep.
I think. Regardless, you should go check out their Twitch site because they've got lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning our show,
Yes,
Jacob.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Or Jacob. It's very kind of you. And Shout out to Poi for mentioning us as well and drawing us little pictures.
Yeah, shout-outs for shout-outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiya, Blinky. Hi, Acid.
Was adorable.
Nice.
Yeah, she's now the fan favourite, most
Yep,
definitely.
she has her own cult.
Yeah.
They are the poi fish.
The point. That's fun. Nice.
Yeah. You don't know anything about this, do you?
I don't. Obviously, I've not been here. Or not been...
You need to get on Twitter.
Oh, is that what it is? I should get on Twitter? Okay.
Yeah.
I am on Twitter, I just am not actually on Twitter. I have an account.
Last but not least, over on Scrolls Guide, our little home, KB has managed to produce a Scrolls designer thing.
Which is awesome. It allows you to design your own scrolls, so all those great ideas that you have that you want to submit to Mojang, if you build them over at Scrolls Guide, you can link to them, and we can get the full effect of the amazingness. You can even add your own art.
Yes.
I think there's a thread right now on the Scrolls Guide site where people have been posting their awesome ideas.
There is. I just posted like 6 owls, I think I did.
Yeah.
Very, very owl themed, but
Yeah.
Very quite good. So yeah, make sure to check that out. Have a go. Link will be in the description. I think that's it.
Okay, well that's the end of the news.
Yeah. There we go. Thank you very much.
On to the next bit. Okay, next we have a preview of the interview I have done with Mons Olsen. It's a really cool interview, and hopefully this preview gets you enticed. And I highly recommend you go check it out after the rest of the show. It's not in the show right now just because it's so darn long. So, if you have time, go check it out. I highly recommend it. There's some good stuff in there. At Minecon last year, you talked about adding scrolls as one way to balance the game.
Mm-hmm.
So what other ways do you have to balance the game?
Well, there is, of course, the possibility of buffing or even nerfing existing scrolls.
Do you have a preference? Would you rather nerf over buff?
No, we would absolutely rather buff scrolls.
Okay.
I mean, we'd like to keep nerfing to a minimum if we can, because it's not much fun to have a favorite scroll and then suddenly find out, it doesn't do what you thought it did, or it's much worse than it used to be.
It certainly feels good to have a card get better. Scroll, not card.
Exactly. But it is an option we have to consider as well, nerfing.
Yeah.
And this, of course, is a luxury that traditional card games do not have, because they're printed. So once you've sent the prints out, you basically can't change it.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's the option of doing more general rule changes as a balancing tool. But that's, I mean, we've been talking about, for example, maybe introducing some sort of penalty to reshuffling the deck. So something like you take 2 damage to all your idols every time you reshuffle. I'm not saying that's something we will do, but that would sort of penalize draw decks a little bit.
Yeah. Make Imperial resources better.
But that's a last resort. We'd like to keep as much of the gameplay as possible on the scrolls to have a game that's easier to explain and easier to understand and get into.
Okay.
So the main tool is adding scrolls or buffing or nerfing existing ones.
That was the interview preview. If you like some of the hints you heard in that, then definitely go watch the rest of it.
It's very interesting.
Lots of good stuff there. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got another Tactics with Tinfox this week, guys. We'll cut to that video just now and enjoy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Tactics with Tinfox. Last week we looked at structure placement, and I thought that went pretty well. I think you guys enjoyed it, I hope. I wanted to make sure that you knew those were sort of suggestions for structure placement, as not as much a comprehensive list of all best possible strategies. I had some discussions afterwards, I think one with Mons, about placing Destroyer in some different locations, and I think he was spot on with his recommendations. So there are definitely different places to play it that are still good. It's just dictated by deck composition as well as your current board position. So, without further ado, let's get to the topic of today, which is essentially role assignment and understanding the game clock, as well as understanding your role in the game, as dictated by your clock. And I'll get to that in a moment. But essentially, this role assignment is going to affect the play choices you make, when to cast scrolls, when to let scrolls go, how you value units, specifically how you value your units dealing damage, whether you want to attack idols versus creatures. And there's a lot of other little things that get dictated by understanding what role you're in during the game. But we'll go ahead and we'll leave that for the examples, and we'll let you maybe cover some of this in another tactics. But for now, I want to talk about two instances: the macro scale versus the micro scale. The macro scale is sort of the meta analysis, or the meta game of understanding how your deck fares against another deck. And by that I mean, is your long game better than their long game? Is your short game better than their short game? Can you get a victory early if you put on a lot of aggression, or do you have to sort of sit back and hold threats? You won't know that going into a game unless you know who you're playing and you can sort of have some tech. But as you start to play the game and figure out what kind of deck they have and what's in their deck, you start to realize these macro or these meta decisions that have already been made are impacting what you're going to draw, versus whether you want to end the game as quickly as possible, or whether you want to end the game, want to hold off to the later turns. Now on the micro scale, that'll be more in the examples, but one of the things terms I want to talk about is this idea of the clock, and this is your inevitability, or your opponent's inevitability even, in winning the game. Now there will be a board state, and at any time you can sort of assess the board state and say, if all things are held constant, I'm going to win in 4 turns, or I'm going to win in 5 turns. And that essentially is your clock. It's understanding the rate at which you deal damage, as well as understanding how that could change or not change in the game. Now the clock is typically only valuable when it's a very short time span. You can sort of actively rely on it maybe 2 or 3 turns out, if you know that maybe not next turn, but the turn after, you've got this game in the bag. You can make decisions based on that information. You can start to look at creatures' countdowns, and you can say, if I cast this unit, it's not going to help within the next turn or two, so I'm going to hold off and I'm going to play something else. But understanding that is a function of understanding what your role is in the game. And so, without further ado, let's dig into some examples of this, and maybe we can shine some light on this. So we've got our first example here of role assignment. And playing this monogrowth deck, we're faced with a decision. We've got a Crimson Bowl and a Fertile Soil, and we have not sacked anything this turn. Our opponent, who we've just taken out, essentially his team, with the units we have on board, has 2 scrolls in hand and is at 6 resources in their order player. So, looking at the board, we can tell that we're obviously in a more aggressive or an offensive position because of the units we have on the field. Now, the thought would be then to maintain this aggressive position. We would want to hold on to this Crimson Bowl, because effectively we could do 10 damage this turn, and 10 damage would take out this idol, and that would help us progress our aggressive strategy. And maybe next turn we get to do 3 damage with this Kinfolk, and then turn after we're doing 9 damage. So we can see that our clock is approaching a point where we could actually count it, but it's really not there yet. And really anything that's above maybe 2 and 3 turns out, as far as when you're going to win, you're still playing a game that has too many unknown variables. So you still want to maintain a position of of board control and advantage as opposed to a position that is strictly aggressive, especially since we're on round 10 and our opponent can do a lot of stuff with what they have left. So in this instance, we're actually going to let go of this Crimson Bull, and we're going to do that because we don't really have a clear defined clock yet, and we can't say that we're winning in the next couple turns. So we're going to pitch this for more scrolls. We're at 7 growth, so we're going to say 7 growth is probably fine for now, until we get a God Hand, or until we have more stuff in our hand than we can play out. Okay, and that for this, we actually get rewarded pretty well with Sisters of the Fox Fertile Soil combo. We could actually cast the Wildling this turn, but I think I want to take advantage of this moment where we don't have to worry about any threats coming in, and we can just cast our Sisters of the Fox, see what we get. Okay, so we get a Quake. So we're still going to go ahead and play this Fertile Soil, and we end up in a pretty good position for a next turn, maybe a God Hand, or we Wildling Bear Paw. We're going to go ahead though and pass the turn, and I think this really illustrates the way that even though we were in aggressive position, and it would make sense to cast the Crimson Bolt to capitalize on that, there's actually more value in maintaining a long-term strategy because our clock is not quick enough yet. Now let's switch over to a different position in this game. Jumped a little bit ahead in time, but as you can see, we're in a very, very good spot, and we can't win this turn. There's not a way that we can deal enough damage because of this crossbowman, but we can put ourselves in a position where we definitely win next turn, and that's because we have God Hand as well as Crimson Bull Rally. So even if some number of these guys survive, we're definitely going to be in a spot where we can win. And that's the reason why we can't win this turn, is because this idol here is has too much health left for us to be able to win this turn. But what we can note though is that as a result, we're prioritizing damage on idols. Now, we could theoretically move our units down and take out this crossbowman as well as this crossbowman and make sure that we're in board control. But we know that there's a win in sight, more or less guaranteed next turn. So as a result, we're going to go ahead and pitch Ranger's Bane because it's a control scroll. We want to go ahead and maintain our aggressive position. Going to cast this God Hand, and what we're going to do, instead of leaving our units alone, we're going to move this veteran to the back, and we're moving it to the back for 2 reasons. The first is that we want our Great Wolf to be attacking first on our next turn, so we want to make sure that he stays in front of, or has the ability to go in front of, because we know that on our next turn we're actually going to attack this lane. And the other reason why we're not destroying this lane first is because now it makes it so that these guys are still relevant. Had we taken out the center lane here, and this is a little bit beyond role assignment, but had we taken out this center lane here, we would have stranded these guys and made it so that the real battle for this middle lane, for this top lane, they wouldn't have been able to fight in. So that is why we moved our Kinfolk Brave up. We're going to kill this lane. We're going to take out this lane here, and leave ourselves with that center lane to destroy. And we'll see if our plan pays off. Sorry, is that burp? Okay. I think at this point the AI has just admitted defeat. So let's go ahead and cast that rally. And we can win with that, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's do that as well. Why not? Okay. So, that was a position where we were obviously very aggressive, and we knew that our clock was coming up. and that we could play out the aggressive spells, and we didn't have to worry about our long-term strategy anymore because how guaranteed a win was. It won't always be that close, but in those instances, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing damage to idols as opposed to damage to units, and make it so that you can guarantee yourself a victory next turn. Anyway, that's Tactics with Tinfox this week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, as always, and until next time. Thanks for watching another Tactics with Tinfox. I hope you learned something on that one.
I sure did.
Me too.
Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks.
At this point, we have no idea what will be in that video, but sure we learned something from it.
Good.
You know that bit where you pointed something out which we didn't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned that now.
That was very nice.
Okay, next is the questions, and Blinky is taking this.
Awesome.
No, it's not.
New questions.
Questions.
And for those
sending them in. We have
don't
questions.
know, yeah, we get these from you guys. You send them in to where?
Our email address, which is thescrollshow@googlemail.com.
Ooh.
Which I'll put in the description.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Description power.
So we've got some questions.
First one was sent in by... Who was it?
Crow.
Ages ago. Yeah, I'm just trying to find it now. It seems to have gone.
Crow.
Oh, that's probably because I got the wrong email address open. No wonder I couldn't find anything. I was like, sure it was his.
We are on top of things today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, first one's from Stephen Crow. Says, Dear Scroll Show, Crow here. I haven't been playing much recently, and the main reason is that I've been pondering a very deep philosophical question about scrolls that until I find the correct answer for, I simply am unable to play. The question is this. With your bare hands, would you rather fight 100 bunny-sized iron golems or one iron golem-sized bunny? Bearing in mind that this bunny has developed a taste for human flesh and would be attempting to devour you.
So like the Monty Python bunny.
Yeah.
Holy Grail bunny.
Yeah.
Now, I think the more important question is, would I rather see one iron golem-sized bunny fight one horse-sized duck, or would I rather see 100 bunny-sized iron golems fight 100 horse-sized ducks?
That's the same thing.
Duck-sized horses. Duck-sized horses. I knew I was going to screw it up.
What, just put one against 100 there. That's not much of a fight.
Yeah. No, I would like. I think in this instance, I would go for 100 bunny-sized iron golems, so that I could just like stomp on them. But I guess they're iron though. So
Yeah, I'd go for the one iron golem-sized bunny, because I don't want to punch
So would I.
iron.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Plus, you could just give it mixed mince-tosis and just run off.
Yeah. Yeah. We could get ourselves a holy hand grenade.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of big bunnies.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And
If I
Hope
could-
that
if I
covers
could
you
set
there,
up.
Crow.
yeah.
This one from Trivial Turtle. 2 questions. 1A. Okay, 1A.
It's 3 questions.
How do you think the beta will impact the tightly knit community we have created?
Ooh, I think it'll be good.
Yeah,
You think it'll be good?
I think our community will probably get stronger.
I hope so.
Just because we'll stand out a bit more, having our alpha prowess.
We'll have to
Once
make
beta comes,
badges.
it'll be like, well,
Yeah.
I know everyone.
I think it'll be nice to get more players in. I'm always hoping that when I go online, I'm always hoping to get a game, and maybe eventually, if I can actually queue for a game, I could start playing against random people again.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
But I think we'll still be here,
Yep.
and especially Scrolls Guide, I think is catered to the more of a community feel than other Scrolls websites currently.
Which we won't mention.
No.
Yeah, draw your own conclusion. But I welcome the beta. I welcome the beta because I welcome more testers. I welcome more ideas, and I want to see this game take off, and I want to see people like the game that we like so much already.
Yeah. No, I like it. Likewise with the YouTube community. This is part B of the question.
Ah,
I don't want any more YouTubers.
I
you
think,
don't really.
I think
so
what will
fun.
happen is the big YouTubers will do like 2 videos on it, and that will
Yeah.
increase probably our views by a bit, 'cause it'll make people more interested.
Mm-hmm.
And people getting into scrolls may have some trouble. Some people can do it, but I bet you it'll be much more restrictive than Minecraft, because I think knowledge is more power in scrolls than it is in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, the lack of sort of sandbox style of this game makes it so that we have to. Sorry, I'm burping right now. I apologize.
I'll cut it.
No, don't cut my. The lack of
Cut him entirely.
yeah, just don't put
don't
my
send
audio
me
track in. There'll just be moments where there's not. Like, there's just silence, and you guys go, yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. Are you alright?
Yep.
I don't remember what I was talking about, but I think it'll be good.
Okay, there you go.
What was I talking about?
Your opinion, Blinky?
I'm always welcome to new people coming along and do stuff. As long as it's good. As long as they're good. I don't mind.
Exactly.
Part 2, or just question 2 rather. Do you know if friends lists are on the horizon, considering Mojang have been making changes to chat?
Ooh.
I think they said something, didn't they? I don't think it's coming soon. Maybe with beta.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, we don't know, but we can guess.
Yeah,
And I usually know, and I don't know, so I'm assuming not
I would think so.
on the horizon.
I would think so. But the problem is we don't have any friends, so we don't really
Speak for
care.
yourself.
Ah, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I don't have friends. I have enemies.
Yep.
Yeah, we need an enemy. We need a nemesis list. That would
Oh,
be
that'd be awesome.
Nemesis. That would be...
your nemesis is all. Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, so thanks, Triple Turtle, for sending those questions in. Moving on to questions from Jonathan Bait Yakov.
There we go.
Don't know who you are, but
No.
thanks.
Thanks for listening and thanks for the
Yeah.
questions. For certain.
Thank
Hey
you.
guys! Capital D. Here are my questions. Number 1. Well, 3. Wow. How do you think wilding affects the power distribution in growth decks? If you want to add wilding and some healing effects, like in Acidjib's video, what would what would you take out of a mono growth deck?
Well, that's an interesting question because of the increased deck size. You really don't have to take anything out per se. It's more a matter of what you would play over it at this point. Sort of, you just got 10 more spots for your deck at this point. So what doesn't make the cut? And I think this is where we'll differ. But I think Brother of the Wolf doesn't actually make the cut for me, but Wildling does.
I think that Frost Gale doesn't make the cut for me, but Healing Effect would do. I don't know which Healing Effect, but I'd pick something instead of Frost Gale.
That's fair.
I think it's nice that there's more options now, so we
Yes.
can have these discussions.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as potential scrolls that I think right now maybe the 10 extra scrolls I would add. It would be 3 Wildlings, 3 Bearpaw, 3. I'm at 3 Fosgale right now, but that might actually be 3 something else, and then I would probably bump either I probably had 2 of something in the deck, like a Rally or 2 Unleashing Our Power. I'd bump those up to 1, or bump those up to 3. But I'm sure that list is different for everybody.
Yeah. Blinky hasn't been
yes.
playing growth decks, so he
Growth.
probably doesn't have much opinion on that.
No.
I've only been playing Order and winning.
Cheat.
Is that on video? Do we have that on video?
Not yet, we don't.
Screw you guys.
I apologize. I apologize. Okay.
Question 2. What do you think can/should be done? That's a backward slash. Interesting. What do you think should be done with Veta for it to be good? Not must have in any growth deck good, but good enough to be worth playing.
Well, you said
And
that
I
earlier,
guess
didn't
I assume that's competitively good, and I think that Blinky, that if it was permanent, well, no, I think that would be if it was permanent, it would be a must-have in every deck,
Not every day.
or in every growth deck.
Yeah.
I think maybe if it had a health of 2,
you? Maybe.
Maybe. Well, if I had help too, that would help.
Maybe if there were others like it.
Yeah.
So that way you could have... Your Vator of the Wild could come out, but it wouldn't be your only Vator of the Wild-like scroll.
or if you could play 5 of them in your deck.
Yeah. Just
Why
so
5?
that way you can have a plan that you can
It's like
do.
If you could consistently rely on it.
Yeah.
I think 2 health would make it. 2 health would make it. And I didn't say this earlier, but because I just thought of it. 2 health would make it so that I would play it. But I don't think others would. So there you go. Good enough to be worth playing for me.
Okay. Can a structure... This is question 3. Last one by him. Can a structures deck, in your opinion, be strong competitively with stuff like Golem Skin and Metal Heart if sole win conditions? And the Tool Dude, of course. But you probably won't kill 3 idols with only him.
Yeah.
That's
well-
the moment.
Well, right now structures don't attack idols. But I assume you mean just like a structure heavy deck. Is that? Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna
so.
say yes.
Yeah.
We kind of covered that, but what do you guys think?
Oh, definitely not at the moment, but maybe in the future.
Yeah.
I want to know if they would like do some sort of structure that will attack like idol.
I wouldn't
Maybe
see
some
why
kind of
not.
futuristic card. I don't know. Maybe something. A
Yeah.
nuclear bomb.
We'll call it the device.
The device.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to have a structure that had a countdown of maybe 3 and attacked. It did attack for 1 damage and would attack an idol. Like you couldn't target it, so you couldn't buff it, but it would attack like one idol and then like another random idol.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean that sounds a little weird, but
Yeah. So
I'm just trying to
thanks
think.
for those questions.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Very in the near future structures. So.
And the last person to send in questions was Yuziush.
Wait, doesn't he give a pronunciation? Yeah.
Uziush.
Oh,
Uziush.
yes, there you go.
Uziush.
Thank you. As I pronounced it.
Yeah.
Hello. These are my 2 questions for the show with a little commentary under each. Ooh, commentary. Number 1, is the wilding useless? What are the best uses for it? Because I can't find any. In my opinion, the scroll should be tweaked in 1 of 3 ways. Its cost should be reduced to 3, it should be given relentless, or its health should be raised to 5. What do you guys think?
Well, we covered the wildling and we gave our opinion on where it is at the moment. I don't know if those changes would be good. I think it's good.
Giving
as
it
is.
relentless would be... Yeah.
But you can do that with Machination Mindset now.
Well, hey!
Haha.
And if you want to increase its health, you can do that too. And if you want to make it 3G, then play a Vator.
But I think had it been cost 3 growth, it would be in every growth deck, just because there's nothing at 3 growth right now
Other
that
than
is
Frostbeard.
other than Frostbeard.
Yeah.
And it seems that seems like it would be a good gap in that curve, and so I would auto include it in every growth deck. So I don't like it. I don't like that it would be cost. I don't like the costing at 3 growth. Giving it relentless, it feels like it's out of flavor, and it wouldn't make sense. That would not make sense to have, other than the Big Wolf. Great Wolf has relentless, but I don't think why.
It would make sense it having relentless because it can attack with naught attack, which wouldn't make sense in my mind. And it could have 1 attack as well. So.
Plus, there are only 2 relentless creatures in each faction at the moment.
I would not be opposed to having it have
Pretty
5.
sure it was more than 2.
5 health though. That would be interesting to see. Anyway,
In
sorry.
order, there's both skirmishers.
Yeah.
In growth, there's the Grave Hawk and the Great Wolf.
And
and then
Kinfolk, yeah.
Jarl.
Ah,
yeah.
that's
So I'm totally wrong. Relentless is all over the place.
Yep.
I really
In
thought
fact,
it
there
was
are more
not-
in growth than any other.
Yeah, than any other. I'm I apologize for being that.
So well done there.
Yeah.
Question 2, final question. Is the new minimum deck size too big?
And
My decks are not consistent anymore. Is there a way to deal with that, or just have to get used to it? If a deck size has to be increased, it should be only 45, in my opinion.
That's fair. I think it's exactly what we were talking about before. That when we talked about this deck increase, I think 45 is an interesting choice. I mean, just sort of splitting the difference. But I don't.
50 works because it's more even.
Yeah. 45 makes no sense, business wise.
Yeah, just some sort of compromise between the two. Is that
why not 47?
Is that divisible by 3?
No.
I think at the
40.
moment we are... Well, with 40 scrolls, we were at a point where we could say, turn 1, I will do this, turn 2, I will do this. Now we're at a point where, with 50 scrolls, it'll be turn 1, I'll do this if I can, turn 2, I will do either this or this.
Yeah. And I like that. I like sort of the additional randomness in the game. I think it makes it, and I've probably talked about this before, that a new player has at least some chance to win against a veteran just because the veteran gets screwed on what they draw.
Yeah.
And I think that's valuable in any game to have, is that typically a veteran is going to win off of play skill and deck design, but there is the possibility that a new player, that David can beat Goliath. So, anyway.
That's all the questions.
Okay.
The questions.
Competition now, right?
Well, yeah. Thanks, guys, for your questions. Those were good ones. We always welcome more, so send those in when you get a chance to scrollshow@googlemail.com.
Indeed.
Okay.
We had more entries, thank goodness, and we have one person who's got it right.
This is the competition.
Our competition that we held 2 episodes ago.
What?
No one seems to know how to do. The competition was to see how quickly you can take down the opponent's idols. See if you can do it in 5 turns, more specifically. If your opponent doesn't do anything, and you can do what the hell you like within the normal rules. And the winner is... Drumroll, please.
Sorry.
What the hell was that?
That was my drum roll. I can't actually do a drum roll. Here you go.
Very good. The winner is... Varicus!
Yay! Hey, that's cool. Congrats, man. Sir.
I shall put there'll be a link to the answer, which General Foam provided.
Yes, it was very
in the
nice.
video. Check that out if you wanted to know. The answer involves only growth scrolls, ragged wolves, crimson balls, kinfoot braves. I think that's it.
And a 4th turn where you do nothing.
The 4th turn is the key.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Hey everyone, Just Acid here. Come back. This is a post-recording right at the end of editing because I have been lucky enough as to receive 5 alpha keys from Mojang to give away. And so the way we're going to do this is similar to the larger giveaway on the Owl stream, which everyone should go watch. We're going to use the Scrolls designer created by Cohen Baston, who is the Lord of Scrolls Guide. It is his baby, and it is an amazing app. We're going to use it once again for our own desires by utilizing it to make 5 separate themes of scrolls. So the rules we're going with are you may enter 1 scroll per theme. And the 5 themes we are going with is Mojang, video games, decay, original ability, and cute. Now, we want these scrolls to be serious as much as possible. The Mojang one can be kind of jokey. I think that's the one we're going to set aside for having a laugh. we're going to give away 1 key per category. And you'll find the link to enter that competition in the description. The deadline hasn't been written in stone, but I think we're thinking 2 weeks from now. And now will be the date of upload, and all those details will be in the post that I will link in the description. So all your information will be there again. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them there. And please don't enter if you already have an alpha key. That's just not nice. And for the most part, we'll know. So don't think you can get away with that. We also don't really like it when people try to get keys for their friends, mostly because we want these keys to go to people who follow the game. And we don't want people just to give keys to their friends who may not play it ever. So that's the reason why we don't want people who have keys to be doing that. Well, I don't know, me, Tinfox, and Blinky will probably do a follow-up video where we announce the winners. So go check that out if you're interested in getting into the Scrolls Alpha. And we'll see you next show. So this is the end of our show now. Thanks for watching the 3rd episode hosted by me. If you liked me more than Blinky, make sure to tell us in the comments.
What is this?
We'll see how the comments
go. Watching,
go.
Guys. Yeah, this was a lot of fun as always. Comment, subscribe, do the things that you got to do. And,
yeah, we'll drag Tinfox next time. He'll be the host.
Oh, no. Alright, we'll see you guys next time then. Thanks.
Yep, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.